Do you know what a country is called, which is both arrogant and upright, rolling and throwing, shameless, splashing dirty water, hating, and then pretending to be pitiful, unreasonable, unjust, and fearless of power and virtue? Do you know what they are like? Let me show you that this country is now Japan. Since Japan announced its intention to discharge nuclear contaminated water into the sea, only the United States has not scolded it. South Korea has joined in, and there is no one left who has not scolded Japan. But one thing, the shameless spirit of the Japanese government is even thicker than the water in the Pacific. So why is it so thick? You see, he was first during the G7 meeting, to demonstrate that Fukushima food is no problem. I played a trick to make all the participants eat tutoring food, mainly to take the opportunity to promote that I am not contaminated, this food is very healthy, and it's okay to eat it. But I think those people probably didn't eat. They had to eat early and the dough went out. They had to emit green light when they turned on the lights in the middle of the night. The Japanese government shouted to me that it's okay, it's very healthy. Gixin. Then experts from Pacific Island countries suggested that Japan build concrete buildings from polluted river water, but Japan jumped on the spot and said it couldn't. This thing is polluting and unhealthy. Didn't you say it was okay before? Why is it not healthy again? Subsequently, it was unclear whether it was to confirm whether this was unhealthy or not, and the fish contaminated by the water was directly fished out. And this fish's radiation exceeds 180 times the standard. What's even more outrageous is that there is a nuclear radiation elderly testing team in Fukushima, Japan. For 10 years, they have been tutoring so-called decontamination areas for testing, and this civilian testing team only recruits those over 60 years old, and they also said a very touching sentence. If a person is exposed to radiation, living with radiation can be very painful. We elderly people won't live for a few years anymore. After listening, I don't even know what to say. Japan also knows the pain. It has already polluted the sea, and people around the world are no longer suffering. Young Japanese people are human beings. Aren't young people from other countries human beings? So why is it the same as a group of murderers who have completely killed and violated the law, giving the deceased extra privileges? The crocodile's tears. Is that what you mean? As the first country in the world to feel the power of an atomic bomb, the streets were once filled with radiating people, but now they are so harmful to the earth? I admit that there have always been opposing voices in Japan, but only that group of people. What about the others? Recently, some Japanese media, like Crazy Dogs, have started to attack China, claiming that China's nuclear power plants are also emitting emissions, which are 5 times higher than Fukushima. They have started falsely accusing others. If China were to emit emissions, Japan would have mutated and become a Godzilla. The nuclear contaminated water from Guangfu Island can be discharged into the Pacific Ocean in 57 days. If it were 5 times this time, it wouldn't take a month or a few days. Japan is already mutated collectively. As long as the lights are turned off at night, Japan needs to be green from space. A shameless lie. Comparing what China fully meets the standards with Japan's nuclear contaminated water is a complete exchange of concepts.